Hello friends, welcome to a recommendation video. Today I'm going to be recommending you some Sapphic graphic novels and comics. This is going to be part 1 because I didn't realize how many I have, so there will definitely be a part 2, maybe even a part 3. We'll see. Anyway, if you're confused about what Sapphic means, it is basically female-female relationship, or even just, I'm more generalizing it into just a queer lady. So if you read comics a lot and you read queer comics a lot, these will mostly probably be things that you've heard of, but part 2 will probably be a little more like 102 level stuff. First of all, we're gonna talk about Lumberjanes. I love Lumberjanes. This is a fantastic series. It's an all ages series. It's safe to give to just like anyone. It's magical. It's about this group of like girls who are best friends and they're adorable and I love them all so much, and 2 of them are like having a little romance. You don't see it super much, I feel like, in the first 2 or 3 volumes. I feel like you see it more later, although it is still like there. But Lumberjanes is so much fun. It's about like a summer camp for badass lady types, I think is the thing, and they have like hardcore lady types, right? Not badass, because it's all ages. And they just deal with like some like weird mystical stuff in the woods, and like the camp's a little weird and time seems to be like not working right, but they're like, they don't really care because they're having a great time at camp. They're all best friends, best cabin ever. I love this series. There's way more volumes than I have here. I stopped buying them all physically because they're expensive, but I think they're up to like 12 or 13 now. I've read up to 10 or 11, and if you don't want to buy them, I highly recommend going on Overdrive and borrowing them from your library. Hopefully your library has them. They're pretty popular, so they probably will. And you can read them right on your computer and it's not that hard on your eyes. I've done it for, I don't think this series exactly, but I've done it for other comic book series and you can like zoom in to read the text and stuff, and it's really cool. So I highly recommend that. Overdrive is great to begin with, but also really great for graphic novels because this shit is expensive. My second pick will also probably be pretty familiar to anyone that reads comics, especially queer comics, and that is Giant Days. This is volume 1. I have the first several volumes here, although there are more volumes than this, and I have also stopped buying it physically. This is about 3 girls who become friends as they start university, and this follows them like throughout their university years with all the stuff going on. And they're 3 such different people, but they're just such good friends, and I just love it a lot. There's not a romance in between any of the 3 of them, but one of the girls is queer. I don't know if we actually get a label for her, but she might be a lesbian. I'm not sure. The other 2 seem to be straight, at least so far. Anything is possible. Really, what is straight? I definitely don't know. But yeah, this is just super cute. It's just like 3 girls going through university. It's set in England, and like their struggles that brings, like classes and finals and dorm stuff, and then relationship issues. They like rent a house. It's just amazing. This is such a fun series. I rate these normally like 3 or 4 out of 5 because they're a lot of fun, but they don't bring me as much internal joy as Lumberjanes does. Lumberjanes just brings me so much joy. This you can also probably find on Overdrive through your library, so recommend reading this because they're short, but they're so much fun. Just like so much fun. And fun is what we need right now, right? And next, a more recent release, I have Mooncakes by Wendy Zhu and Suzanne Walker. I realized I didn't say the authors or illustrators of the other 2, but I will write them down in the description and make a comment. This is super cute. This is about a witch and a werewolf and they're ladies, and like they were childhood friends slash she had a crush on her, and like they run into each other again like years later as teenagers, and like stuff starts to happen, and it's just very queer, very adorable, so much fun. I really like the art style. I mean, I love the art style in all of these comics, but for some reason I really like this art style in particular. I love it. It's so cute. Yeah, it's very magical and there's ghosty stuff, and it's like a standalone, so if you just want a one-off queer cute magical thing, I highly recommend this. This was a lot of fun to read. Next, I'm going to talk about an older one, but one that I just read. And older as in like, I think it came out in like early or mid 2010s, so like it is Spell on Wheels. This was a lot of fun. I read this digitally, which is why I don't have a physical copy to show you, but it's basically about 3 witches. They get robbed at the very beginning of the story. They're at some kind of festival doing something, and one of them feels like something happening at their house, and so they go to try and stop the person from robbing them, but they get away, and then they have to try and track their stuff down. It's kind of like a road trip thing, I will say the queerness in this is more subtle than in some of the others. It's definitely more focused on the plot and the story and finding their magical things. But one of the three friends is definitely queer. You see her, like, I won't spoil it for you. That's my phone. Then one of the people that they run into on their quest to try and collect all the artifacts back is two ladies in a relationship, so there's some queer up there. And I really loved that scene. I didn't know what I was expecting going into this book, but the way I thought that scene was going to go as soon as I realized it was happening was not the way it went, and it was so amazing. It was so good. Yeah, Spelling Wheels was really great, and I really wish there was more of this comic because it was just so much fun and so cute, and yeah, so much fun. And they're just like awesome. Like, I want to see more of them getting their magical strip back and like almost a side romance with Goat Man. It's a really interesting, really good comic. I highly recommend. Second to last, I can't find my physical copy of this, but I know it is somewhere because I read it physically and I own it, so it has to be somewhere, but I couldn't find it for the life of me. Bingo Love, which is about these two adorable queer ladies who used to have a thing when they were younger, but stuff happens and everything, and now like it's a bunch of years later and they have children and grandchildren, and they like, I think they meet at bingo. I think that's why it's called Bingo Love. It's been like 2 years. It's been like 2 years since I read this, so I might be wrong. But older ladies, cute queer shit, amazing. It's so much fun. It's so cute. I don't really know what else to say about it besides that it's so cute, because it's also really short, so I don't want to like say anything else about it. And then the last thing I'm going to mention is actually an author, not a specific comic, although I'll go through her main ones, and that is Katie O'Neill. If you recognize her name, it's probably because of the Tea Dragon Society and the Tea Dragon Festival. These books are so big, and I love these. These are probably my favorite set of hers, but I don't think there's any Sapphic content in them. I could be wrong. We don't really know. I mean, one person's like a dragon at one point, so like really, what is gender? No one knows. But yeah, I love these comics. However, she also has Princess Ever After, which is about two princesses. There's a dragon, there's a tower. It's adorable. It's a lot of fun. I also love this art style. And then her other one, which I can't find, I don't know if I might not own it physically, is Aquacorn Cove, which I'm pretty positive is Sapphic, and it's like a mermaid thing. But all of hers are pretty short, so I don't want to say like too much about them. I will say these are probably only my favorites because I just want a tea dragon for myself. Like, please someone get me a tea dragon. They're so cute. And also these are just like cute and cozy looking. Like, they're so cute and cozy, and sometimes that's what you need. You need the cute and cozy. Anything by Katie O'Neill, if you're looking for queer comics, Katie O'Neill is honestly one of the best places to start. Look for part 2, hopefully coming soon. If you've read any of these or are planning to, please let me know in the comments down below. And I hope you're having a good day. Life before death, Radiance.
She came out of her shell and now I just can't focus. Is this how it feels to be struck by lightning, head over heels, and I can't stop falling? I lost my courage, I've been disarmed. Then she cast a summoning charm.